Hello, good morning. Welcome to the Hayley and Allyson morning show here on Backchannel. We are here with you today until 9 a.m. Get involved with the show. We're an interactive show here on Backchannel. The command to give to your device is the word say, followed by whatever you would like to tell us this morning. As always, I am Hayley Ellis and this is Allyson June Smith.
Hello and good morning.
Good morning, Allyson. Like I say, we're here with you till 9 a.m. As always, with us throughout the morning is our producer, Will. Where is our little Willie?
Here he is. I can't put myself in the middle again. That's my street name. That's like a rapper's street name.
That's
Lil
it.
Willie.
Lil Willie. Lil Willie. Yeah.
How are you, Will?
I'm okay. It's sometimes you wake up and it feels like a Wednesday morning. Today definitely feels like a Wednesday morning.
Yeah.
There's strong Wednesday vibes today on this Wednesday.
Yes, it's hump day, isn't it?
It is peak hump day.
Yeah. If you've got any tips for getting through a Wednesday, you can let us know here at Backchannel. The command to give to your device is the word say. Any little tips you've got. Will had a big day yesterday. He was getting back from Surrey.
That's right. They sent me to Surrey for a work thing. I was in this teeny tiny little village in Surrey at like 5 o'clock, and I was like, I've got to get all the way back up to Yorkshire, so I had to get a train and then the underground and then another train. I got in just after midnight, but it was good. Did some work on the train. There were some hooligans trying to get a rise out. They were trying to get a rise out of all the people who were going to Leeds by yelling things about like Leeds United, the football club.
Yeah.
To try and get a rise out of us. I was like, sir, know your audience.
I was going to say that it's the wrong crowd. If they were like complaining about musicals or something like that, then you'd be like, hang on.
Or if they were saying, "Oh, we don't think podcasts are all they're cracked up to be," now that's a different story.
Then you'd be like, "Why, Iota?"
Yeah, Netflix originals are overrated. Like that's how you do it.
Yeah,
but
yeah. I thought that was your opinion then, and I was ready to go.
Oh no! I would say these are things that could get a rise out of me, but not football slander. It's not going to happen.
No, it's ridiculous, isn't it?
Know your audience, people.
Yeah, I mean, if you're listening, obviously in the States, we are talking soccer. It's so big in the UK, and people get very angry if you say anything. You can say whatever you like about their family, their friends, but if you say their football team, their soccer team is bad, then they go in. But luckily, Will has made it back in one piece to be our delightful producer
here in at least body.
He is, and he will be fact checking things for us throughout the day, giving us fake facts. So thank you, Will. Let us know what you are up to this morning. Are you in work? Are you out for a jog? I mean, if you are, it's a little bit smug, but do get in touch with us. Drop us a line here at Backchannel. Like I say, we are here till 9 a.m. It's November the 3rd today. If you didn't know, if you hadn't looked at your watch or your iPhone or whatever phone you've got, then it is Kendall Jenner's birthday today. November the 3rd.
We're getting the whole family, because didn't we just have Caitlyn Jenner the other day? So they have birthdays that are pretty close together.
Oh, yeah. And I hate that, because then you've got to buy all the presents in 1 month.
And then it's not really about you, right? Because it's so quickly, as soon as your birthday's done, then they're like, they've already been planning for another one. And you're like, no. This is supposed to be my birthday month.
Yeah.
It's my birthday
It's my mum's birthday this week. And she was like, oh, don't get me anything. Do you know when they do that? Don't get me anything. And I was like,
well, lying.
Yeah, completely lying. Quite right, Allyson. And I said to her, I was like, well, I'd rather spend money on something that I knew you wanted than get you something and waste money on something you don't want. So she said, oh, I suppose so. If you're going to get me, just get, excuse me, I do beg your pardon for that. Live on air there, that was a sneeze. I apologise for that. Yeah, my mum was like, oh, I mean, okay, then I've seen a jumper I quite like. And I was like, okay, then where's this jumper? £50. So it's about $60. So she's fleeced me. But there's among with flowers and chocolates as well. So, but Kendall Jenner is 25 today.
Oh, God, she's almost over the hill, everyone. Soon no one will care about Kendall Jenner at all. She's so old now.
25, I know. It's just all... That's it. You've peaked. I mean, is she a millionaire? She probably is. Kylie is a billionaire, her sister.
Is Kylie a billionaire?
billionaire. Is that right, producer Will? Can you fact check and let us know which is the richest Kardashian? I'm pretty sure it is Kylie. If you're listening,
do you think
Kylie,
she's richer than Kim even?
I think she is, because she's got all her little companies, and she's the youngest as well.
Wow.
Imagine if your little sister was like trouncing you at age 19 or whatever she is. But Kendall, it's your day today, Kendall. Let's not talk about the other Kardashians or Jenners. It's your day today, Kendall. Happy birthday. You are 25. We hope you have a wonderful day, because I'm sure you're listening. You're starting off your day in the right way with Backchannel. Anna Wintour. Wintour is coming. It's her birthday. She is 71 today.
Now, I'm awful, but who is Anna Wintour? I don't know who Anna Wintour is.
I'm pretty sure she's like, what's that film called?
The Devil Wears Prada.
Yes.
The greatest film ever made.
There we go.
She's played by... so she was the editor-in-chief of US Vogue for a long time.
Okay.
And now she's like the creative director of Condé Nast, and also 71. Okay, richest Kardashians, let's go. Kim Kardashian.
Oh, okay.
1.4 billion.
Yeah.
This is according,
pennies.
This is according to yahoofinance.com, which I'm sure is just,
accurate.
Totally legit, yeah.
Kourtney Kardashian, 65 million. Khloe Kardashian, 50. Kendall Jenner, 45. Blah blah blah. So
where's Kylie?
Hold, please, caller.
Thank you for your patience today. We will be with you as soon as possible. Please continue to hold.
I was planning to keep it going.
Just
talk amongst yourselves whilst I look that up for a second.
Yeah, no problem.
What are we trying to know? I didn't even know Kylie was a Kardashian. Kylie Jenner?
She's a Jenner, yeah, Kylie Jenner. She is, Will's actually going through her bank account now, counting every penny. So you've heard it here live.
Sure.
But I'm pretty sure she's the richest. I mean, I've read enough gossip columns. Is she not? Don't, Will.
According to these very trustworthy financial records that I'm looking at, 700 million.
No. Right, that's it. I'm on the phone to her.
Excuse me. What are you doing?
Sorry to wait you, Kylie. Let us know what's in your bank account. Yeah, if you're listening today, Kylie, let us know.
If any of the Kardashians are listening, get in touch.
Get in touch here on Backchannel. We're an interactive show. The command to give to your device is the word say, followed by your annual income. Get in touch. Let us know. Thank you, producer Will.
So, for example, if you're a Kardashian, you might say, oh, Will, what's your PayPal so I can send you a couple of million?
Yeah. I'm sure it is. I'm sure
and
they
I'll
will
be in
say
touch.
that. Yeah. Bye. Thank you, Will. And he's off back to his box room. Producer Will here, checking the facts in the vaguest possible way every day here on the Hayley and Allyson show. We are talking birthdays. It's Kendall Jenner. She's 25. It's Anna Wintour. She's 71. And it's Jamie Lang. He's the reality TV star, and he is 32. Jamie Lang is from not the Towie one. What's the other one called? Oh, we're so
Anyways,
vague.
Is it Anyways Essex? Is that the one?
No, it's Chelsea, made in Chelsea. He is 32 today. He is an heir to the McVitie's throne. Did you know that?
Oh, is he?
McVitie's, if you're in the US, is a biscuit based in the UK, which is very popular, but very dry. It's also today, it's National Sandwich Day. We're talking about this in the second hour of the show. So stay tuned, people, because we are going to be talking all things sandwich based in the second hour of the show. If ever there was a reason to stay tuned, then it's sandwiches, isn't it, Ali?
This is it. Get your sandwich info ready, everyone. Sandwich, because we're talking to the States. But what are some other names for sandwiches, Hayley? Let's talk about this. In the UK, what are some other names? We call them also a butty.
Butty,
yeah. A butty.
Butty.
A bomb.
A baguette.
A baguette, yeah. What other words for sandwich are there here? I'm trying to think. I think that's about it, everyone. I thought there was a lot more. I was like, let's list them all.
No,
Done.
Allyson was like, there's a segment in this. There's definitely a 2-second segment in this, Hayley.
There are no
but yeah.
segments on a Wednesday. What are you talking about? Wednesdays are just fly by the seat of our pants day.
But if you've got another name for a sandwich, do get in touch here at the Hayley and Allyson Show. To chat with us, tell your device the word say, followed by whatever you would like to let us know this morning. Yesterday we talked about podcasts that the Queen might listen to, but what does the Queen have in her handbag? Any ideas?
Oh, what do I think the Queen has in her handbag? Well, she seems like a sensible woman, so I'm obviously going to say she has tissues, Kleenex, tissues of some sort, right? She's got to be prepared that way.
Mm-hmm.
I like to think right now the Queen has some sort of disinfectant gel because, again, she's a, I like to think right now she's being cautious.
Well, she always wears gloves, so let's face it, she's not going to get no germs on them hands. But I wonder if in her coat pocket she has like dog poo bags. Poop bags,
because
the dog.
She has corgis. She has a whole army of corgis. That's her favorite type of dog. Okay, yeah, poo bags. I could see poo bags.
Because I don't know about you. I don't know about you, Allyson, but when I like, even when I don't have the dog with me, I'm always pulling poo bags out of my pocket. I'm just like, I go to gigs. Me and Allyson are stand-up comics. If you haven't listened before, and then I'll be like, where's there a dog poo bag on the floor? Empty, might add. And it's me just leaving trails of dog poo bags wherever I go.
You're like, there it is. Do you ever use, if you're in a store and you buy something and they're like, do you need a bag? And you're like, no, got a poo bag right here. And sometimes I use a poo bag. I do. I admit
No,
it,
you
everyone.
don't.
Yeah,
that is horrific. And what are you putting in the poo bags? That isn't poop.
I mean, what do I buy at possibly a sandwich? Whatever.
No.
I'm not using a used one. It's a new one.
But it's just the thought of what it's used for, isn't it? No, Allyson June Smith there, everyone. Enjoy your breakfast while she's eating a sandwich out of a dog poo bag. If you want to have a guess at what the Queen has in her handbag, I mean, we haven't got the answers. We're not going to empty it at the end of the show. But get in touch. Let us know. Producer Will, what do you carry with you? Because I don't really have that much in my bag, to be honest with you. What do you carry around with you, Will?
So the essentials, obviously, Keystone wallet.
Yep.
And then I've probably got at least one pair of headphones with me. Probably just if I'm going like out for a walk or to the shops or whatever, just my little Bluetooth ones. Obviously my mask. Probably a couple of them because I'm likely to lose one. So probably a couple of masks. And then up until recently, I would take my glasses, but I broke them.
Oh, look at these. If you're watching on the visual feed, Will is showing us some very
that sound that I made.
Glasses.
That sound is the international sound for broken glasses.
Yeah.
So I just don't need to see anything. I'm done. I've seen enough.
Here's a little fact for you, if you're listening, and for all of us. We all wear glasses. I'm wearing contacts currently, but we're all glasses wearers on this show here. I mean, if you're a glasses wearer, get in touch. Let us know.
I know. It's super interesting. My prescription is very strong. I think I'm less than 1 in one eye, so I'm not that blind. The biggest reason I wear is just because I feel like it's like takes away from my massive nose. I feel like if there's something else going on my face, then people won't notice this giant honking smeller I've got on my face.
Not once did I even notice that you had a
Well, that's because you
nose
only see me from this angle. This is you only see me from head on.
Now that you say it, he has never turned his head to the side, everyone.
There it is.
Actually modeled for the Sphinxes in Egypt.
Well, I've got a terrible side profile, which is why on Backchannel you only see us from the front.
I think we should do a whole show where we're all just from the side.
Oh, that would be terrible.
That would be awful. Let's not do that.
Not do that. Thank you, producer Will. Allyson, what do you have in your handbag?
Oh my God, I have so much stuff. I am one of those that I'm always, I need to be ready. Something may happen. And often when I ask someone to pass me so in the UK they say handbag. In North America we would say purse. So when I ask someone to pass me my purse, whenever they lift it up, every reaction is always like, what do you have in here? And I'm like, well, I probably have a flask of tea. There's probably a water bottle because I stay hydrated in more than one way. I definitely have like some sort of makeup of some sort. I always have a notebook. I have various pens. I for sure have a hand cream. I have various lip glosses. I am one of those, everyone. But I'll tell you what, You want to have someone like me in your life because if something goes wrong and we're on the road, I've got it. Do you need a Band-Aid, a plaster? I got that in my bag. We are ready. So I am one of those. Hey, I even have a little sewing kit with me at all times.
Oh, wow. You're like a portable hotel, Allyson. Aren't you?
Because I steal all the stuff from the hotel. It is all hotel size as well, everyone, just so you know.
Have you got a shoehorn? They sometimes give you those in hotels.
I don't have it in my bag, but I do always take the shoehorn because shoehorns are handy.
Very rare now. Yeah, I'm probably the opposite of you. That I pack stuff and then I just forget it, and I turn up at gigs and I've got no makeup. I'm going on stage looking rough. So we're probably a little bit opposite, but yeah, hopefully
we should do all gigs together from now on. Every gig, Hayley and I should be booked together, and then I'll make sure you have everything you need, sister.
There. Thank you, Allyson. Thank you for joining us this morning on Backchannel. Get involved with the show. The command to give to your device is the word say. If you're watching on the feed where you can see myself and Allyson visually, I apologise. I've got a little bit of a cold, so you might see me every now and again with a little bit of a tissue. Apologies for that. Listen, we're going to do the fun news stories from around the world. Listen, here at Backchannel, we don't want to give you the miserable stories. We don't want to give you the stuff that's happening that's going to bring you down even further. We want to let you know the interesting, the fun things, the weird things that have been happening around the world. No more so than 50p coins. So 50p in America, what's that, sort of 25 cents?
No, it would be, I mean,
a dollar?
I don't even think we have 50p coins. So it would be two quarters is what it would be.
Quarters,
so we don't,
okay.
Yeah, so.
Okay, so with a 50p coin in the UK, they're selling for more than £170, with 1,000 more in circulation. So the coin is worth a lot due to its rarity, with only 210,000 ever being minted. Now, I would sort of mock people for collecting coins in the past. I'd be like, "Oh, you're collecting a coin, are you? It's going to be worth more." £170. Going for.
And because this one was a special one, isn't it? What's so special about it? On one side, we have, of course, Her Majesty. And then on the other side, it is Kew Gardens, I believe.
Yeah, it is indeed.
Yeah. Is it the original picture of Kew Gardens from like 1970? I don't know. I remember reading something like that. So I think it's a fancy pants one where they're celebrating the opening of Kew Gardens.
And yeah, I mean, you hold on to your money because it could be worth a lot more than what it is. I mean, I'd rather cash it in there. If on the day they were like, "Oh, for 50p you can get like a lottery ticket," or "keep hold of this for 40 years and then it'll be worth £170," I'm like, But there you go. Woman with the most right swipes on Tinder. She failed to find love on the app. So Eliana Silva was among the most right swipe women on Tinder in 2019. She failed to find love on the site. She found love via the offline way. But imagine she's one of the top 30 swiped right people on Tinder in the UK and Ireland that year, making her in the top 14 women within this. The ranking was published along with a link to Eliana's Tinder profile, which rocketed even more to where 100,000 people were swiping right on her in a week. That is insane.
Yeah. And she is from the States. I believe she moved to Aberdeen. So she was up in Scotland when that's why she decided to get into Tinder, because she was like, "Oh, I'll meet some people." And she was like, I couldn't believe, she was actually very shocked. Like her whole attitude of Tinder was like, I only did it because I was in this situation. And she was like, when they notified me, I think it says in the article at first, she's like, I thought it was a joke. I thought it was a scam email when they were like, "You are one of the most swiped people." That's quite a compliment, though, to receive, right? Just you're one of the
Yeah. I got an email. I just presumed it was spam, to be honest with you, because I received one saying I was the most left swiped person on Tinder. Just got to be a spam, that, isn't it? Surely spam. To be honest with you, I've never been on Tinder. I've never been unlucky. I mean, I like it because there's two sides to the app, as Eliana says in this article. She says there's a side where you're trying to meet up with people for a quick hookup and then never talk to them again. Then there's the other side of people genuinely looking to find someone, and that is a very small pool of people.
That's the small side. That's the small side of the coin.
There should be maybe another way to swipe. Look, if you're looking for marriage, swipe up or something.
Swipe up or swipe down.
Producer Will, have you ever used the dating apps?
I am on all of them.
Wow.
Every single one.
Even the ones you pay for.
Yeah.
No, not the ones that I pay for.
Of course,
Oh.
of course.
I'm not that desperate yet. But yeah, I'm on
Yeah.
Tinder, I'm on Hinge. That's it. They're all the ones that I'm on.
And do you lie in your bio? Is there any sort of little lies in there?
Fabrication. Well, yeah, he says he's foot. We know
I say
that.
I'm
Yes.
6 foot. I say I'm 6 foot, which I'm not. But other than that, I try to be pretty truthful, pretty upfront. I'm not looking to deceive or catfish anybody.
Of course.
I do try and pick all my best pictures, and sometimes pictures where I spend a lot of time sat in my house, so I try and just pick the pictures where it looks like I'm out doing something interesting.
Imagine if every single picture was just you on your living room chair.
Yeah.
They'd be like, this is a
It's
bit
like-
weird.
This is Will sitting at his laptop in his office. This is Will sitting at his laptop in his bedroom. This is Will sitting at his laptop in the living room. That's it.
Because
but
some
maybe-
people use... You're young. You're lucky because you're young. But some people sort of use really old pictures of themselves on dating sites.
Yeah.
Like that happens a lot.
I don't know if you're gonna be aware, but on Hinge it gives you prompts. They're called prompts, and they're kind of things that you use to like fill in the sentence. So it's like dating me is like blah 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 blah. So you can either like fill in like a text field, or you can do you can upload a picture. And I can't remember what the prompt is. I think it's like like something that I like to do on the weekends, and it's like upload a picture. There's a picture of the cake that I made, and I swear that that's the picture that gets the most likes. Out of all of the pictures of me on my profile, out of all of the like bits of text where I talk about, I think I've got quite an interesting job and all of the stuff that I do and all the places that I go. The thing that gets the most likes is a picture of a carrot cake that I made for my friend's birthday.
Wow.
So you heard it here first. Will's cake brings all the boys to the yard.
It does. Also, if you want a cake and a spoon, hit me up.
Will's your man. There you go.
Aw.
Well, we'll find you someone who loves cake as much as they love you, Will.
Thanks.
One day.
I said it yesterday, and I'll say it again today. The bar is on the floor.
Producer Will there. Swipe right on him on Tinder. I'm just looking at the worst Tinder profiles of all time online, and a lot of them I can't mention because they are really
horrible.
rude. Yeah, and really, really horrible. No.
Oh, we're going to talk over that just in case.
I was one of those people on public transport then that set their phone off. Yes, I'll try and find some suitable ones to read out shortly. But there she is, Eliana, one of the most attractive women on Tinder. She found love by coming offline.
Yeah, which I thought was interesting. All that Tinder heat, and still, she got set up by a friend. It was a friend of a friend.
And there you go. The traditional way to find love is coming back. Allyson, have you got any stories for us this morning?
Yeah, this was good. A man in Luton. So we found ABC News. A man in Luton shocked as his house is stolen. So get this, everyone. Basically, someone came in, swooped in, pretended to be this man in Luton, a reverend of all things, Reverend Mike Hall. He drove home to find his house that he owned to be having works done on it. And his neighbors called him to be like, people are in your house. Things are being done. So he showed up, knocked on the door, and the owner was like, can I help you? And he's like, yeah, you're in my house. And the owner's like, no, I just bought this house. And he's like, that's impossible. So someone stole Mike Hall's, Reverend Mike Hall's identity, sold the house, and technically at this point, it is a legal sale. So the people who have bought the house, they own the house. So they have to go to courts. They have to figure it all out. And sadly enough, this is not the first time this has happened. There have been other cases like this. So yeah.
I mean, if you've ever been unfortunate enough to come back to a car park and find your car isn't there, but going home and finding your home is no longer yours is a bit more shocking, isn't it? We might have had purses stolen in the past. We might have had drinks stolen in a bar, but never a house.
It's unbelievable. And the land registry has paid out a total of $3.5 million in compensation for fraud like this last year. So this happens. This is I couldn't believe it. I mean, that's a terrifying thought, right? You work so hard, you get a house, and then it's gone. Wow.
Do you reckon that when he went into the police, they were like, now, where did you last leave the house? It's like, can you remember where you last had the house? I hope
This is
it's
my
sorted
house.
out. Yeah, I hope that sorts itself out. Here's a lovely story, Ali. The Bird of
Oh.
the Year. There's a controversy in New Zealand where the Bird of the Year contest was won by a bat.
Now, this is getting, because is a bat a bird? No, or is it?
Well, this changes everything as far as I'm aware, because that case I can win Supermodel of the Year, Allyson. If a bat's winning Bird of the Year, then I'm going to win some contests after this, I tell you. This year's Bird of the Year competition saw an unlikely winner in a bat. But the reason they did this is to raise awareness. Now, I'm going to probably pronounce this wrong, so apologies if I do. The Peka turua, also known as a long-tailed bat, is one of only the few mammals native to New Zealand and is known for its small size. Now, the Forest and Bird Conservation Group decided to include it in the contest just to raise awareness of this bat and the plight it faced. And it went on to win in a comfortable 3,000 votes lead.
Wow. I love that a lot of people were like, we're supporting this. Let's give the bats some attention. And they're tiny. Aren't they real tiny bats? I believe in the article it said they're super tiny. They're little guys.
Yeah,
They're just like,
they're the size of a thumb. A size of a thumb with the wingspan of a human hand. So yeah, it was all about to raise awareness of the bats. But this changes the game for me. Because if a bat can win the best bird, then I'm going to enter myself into some competitions now, Allyson. Athlete of the Year, yes, please.
Let's do it. We're in. We want to raise awareness to non-athletes by getting nominated in athletic competitions. I heard too with this, now they're going to open it up to other animals as well, other flying animals. Now that the bat has received this much support, they've decided. So the poor birds, though. Look, if I was a bird, I'd be pretty angry. I'd be like, look, I'm an albatross. I've been waiting all my life. I thought this was my year. And then a bat swoops in and steals it in the middle of the night like blood. Just takes it from me. It's horrible. That's horrible. Poor
You'd be livid,
bird.
Especially if you were a peacock. And you know what I mean? There's a lot. Like, look at my beautiful feathers. Look what I can do. And they're like, nah, we're just going to give it to this little tiny bat. You wouldn't be happy, would you? But
no.
Fair play to that lovely bat. And it's now won Bird of the Year. It can put that on all its publicity posters. Bird of the Year winner. You never know.
You never know. Yeah. Those poor birds. That's all I can say. I'm disappointed for the birds, right? Have a bat competition. Have a bat contest. I don't know. Maybe I should be more open-minded. But where does it end? Where does it end, right? Next, are we going to have a sugar glider? Are sugar gliders going to be included in this? I mean, I don't even know where it's going to stop.
If I jump off a cliff, could I be Bird of the Year? I mean, if that's the case, then I will gladly enter because I need the accolades.
Hayley, if you jumped off a cliff and you landed successfully, you are definitely Bird of the Year. That's all I'm saying. You have won that title.
Did I win? Just as my body's lay on a rock. Did I win?
No, you got beaten by a bat, but it was a good try, Hayley.
Just a frail thumbs up as my body's coated off to A&E. Thank you for joining us on Backchannel. If you are with us this morning, second half of the show, we're going to be talking all things sandwiches because it's National Sandwich Day. So stay tuned for that. I know you're gripped at the end of your seat to hear about our sandwiches. We're going to be doing What Celebrity Am I very, very shortly. We're going to be giving you a series of clues, see if you can guess who it is. We're going to be doing the 1-star review, as it's just a staple here at Backchannel and the Hayley and Allyson show. We're going to be doing our Agony Aunties section, where myself and Allyson June Smith are your glamorous young aunties, and we will be trying to solve your problems. There's also going to be a game of True or False as well, as we know you love to get involved in that. It's one of the most popular sections of the Hayley and Allyson show. Good morning. Let us know where you are in the world. Let us know what you've had for your breakfast. Just the command to give to your device is the word say, followed by whatever you would like to tell us. I'm sure Allison's had her healthy oatmeal as normal.
I did. This morning I had my oatmeal and blueberries. Yesterday I had a little cereal just because I didn't have so much time. But I know, don't judge me. Don't judge me. Today I was back on the oatmeal, ready to go. It was lovely. What are you breakfasting today? What are you breakfasting? As you
what
can
am
see,
I
language
breakfasting?
is great. Yeah, breakfasting.
Yeah, potato chips and coffee because I'm here for the hour. I need to fuel myself with rubbish to get through. Listen, let us know what you had. Let us know your thoughts and give us your problems later on for our Agony Auntie section. Any health problems, I won't be able to answer them, obviously, because I'm eating potato chips for breakfast. It's time for our first game of the morning. It's What Celebrity Am I? Not myself personally, because you'll be like, what celebrity is she? I'm Bird of the Year, people. That's what I am.
She is Bird of the Year.
I am Bird of the Year. But what celebrity am I? We're going to be reading out a number of clues during the next few minutes, and we want you to guess who the celebrity is. To get involved, again, the command to give to your device is the word say, followed by your guess, and we will let you know if you are right. So, here we go. Clue number one. She's the first female artist to have #1 albums in the UK across 5 decades.
5 decades. Wow. 50 years. Jeez. That's incredible.
Yep.
Okay, let's do another one. She has recorded songs in, and now I did not know this about her. She has recorded songs in Spanish, Italian, French, Mandarin, Japanese, and German. Smart lady covering all of
Yes.
her bases.
Yes, get that international money. In 2008, she earned $4 million for a one-night performance at the opening of the Atlantis Hotel in Dubai.
Isn't that crazy? All these years I thought I was the only one. That's
What,
wild, but
that you got $4 million?
yeah, you didn't know that? I have $4 million, and yet I still love Backchannel, so that is why I'm here every morning.
Between the hours of 7 and 9 this week. So there you go. Few clues. She's the first female artist to have a #1 album in the UK across 5 decades. That's 50 years, people. She's recorded songs in Spanish, Italian, French, Mandarin, Japanese, and German. And in 2008, she earned $4 million for a one-night performance at the opening of the Atlantis Hotel in Dubai. But who is she? Let us know your guesses by the command to give to your device is the word say, followed by your guess. We've had one correct answer through so far. So keep them guessing. That is by Mike in California. He knows who we were talking about, but do you let us know? Allyson, you've got any more clues for us?
Yeah, okay. Also, God, I'm learning so much about her. I am blown away by this. She has an honorary doctorate of health science from Angelia Ruskin University. Health science. Wow.
Do you know what? I want to be the level of famous where you just get given degrees for being famous.
Yeah. I want to be so famous that someone just gives me a mathematics degree, which is the thing that I suffered with. I was so bad at math in school, or maths, as they say here, because there's more than one, but we just like to shorten it up in math. I was horrible at it. So to receive an honorary degree, I would feel accomplished in life. I would feel very accomplished in life.
Do you reckon you can get like honorary degrees in being a doctor? And then could I then use that degree to work in medical school? I've not thought this through, to be honest with you. Here he is, producer Will.
Will has the answers.
No, I don't have the answers. I'm just here to be mean. I don't think you can just pick what you want.
I'm sure
I think if you're if you're an actor, they might give you an honorary degree in I don't know. Or if let's say you're an author, somebody might give you an honorary degree in English or whatever like that. You can't just be like, oh, Allyson, you're a comedian. Here's a maths degree. Sorry, it doesn't work like that.
Well, look at our secret guest. She got one in health science. Come on. I mean, I don't know her background, but
at the end of the game, when we reveal who it is, I will explain, because this is a true fact that I know and I have researched. I'll explain why her her doctorate is in health science, because I know it as a true fact.
Okay, well, we look forward to hearing that fully researched fact for a change, Will.
I know, it's sort of like I don't know what came over me.
Yeah, but listen, Will, we can do whatever we want to do. If we want to receive a degree in maths, then we will get it. Will.
I want a maths degree.
You tell us.
Even though you've not made any contribution to the field of mathematics.
How do you know that we haven't? Quite often, I'm very quick at working out my change at a till in a supermarket. So
Yeah.
you don't know.
I'm also very good at knowing how much people haven't paid me or like how much I'm owed. I'm always on the ball with that.
Yes, being self-employed does have its mathematical perks. Thank you, producer Will, for dampening our dreams there. So there you go. This celebrity, she's got an honorary doctorate of health science from the Anglian Ruskin University. Here's another little clue. Keep your guesses coming in. Her handprints feature on Wembley Arena's Square of Fame, and statues of her grace Melbourne Docklands and Sydney Olympic Park. Big clue there.
Okay, here we go. We're getting some places. So Melbourne and Sydney. I wonder why it was there. All right. So those are bigger clues. That's good. I do like that. Yeah, what else? Oh, here's another interesting one. Couldn't believe it. Size 2 feet.
Tiny feet.
Which would be, so in the UK, I have a 5, I think it's a 5.5, and it would be a 7.5 in the US. So this would be a 4 in the North American sizing. Size 4 feet.
She's tiny, yeah, absolutely tiny. Here's another little clue for you. She appears in the Guinness Book of World Records for the most consecutive decades with top 5 albums for a female artist in the UK. She's had a cameo in The Vicar of Dibley, which was a very popular UK show starring Dawn French. And one more clue before we read out your correct answers, or incorrect answers, as some of them may be. She's been a guest judge on Project Runway, All Stars, and the X Factor UK, as well as appearing on The Voice UK, The Voice Australia, the X Factor Australia, the X Factor Ukraine, and the US's Dancing with the Stars. I didn't know that.
She doesn't say no to anything, which I do appreciate. Apparently, she's just like, yes, give me that job. I'll take the money. That's phenomenal.
You've got to take the work. You've got to take the work. I mean, look at me and you, Allyson. We've got to take the work wherever we can. This weekend, I'm working in a place called Bolton in the UK. I've got to take the work. That's what I'm doing. Like this person, although hers are a lot more glamorous. But yeah, if you can get your guesses in. Have we had any correct answers through? Producer Will?
Yeah, I'm seeing some good guesses. It's the some of those locations. I think they're kind of what cemented it for people.
Led people. Yeah.
I mean, there's a few incorrect answers. I'm going to tell you that. Maria, she from LA, said she thought it was Lady Gaga. Now, I don't think Lady Gaga's that old to have been around, and she's not from the UK as well. Although it doesn't say she's from the UK. But I don't think she's been around 50 years, Lady Gaga. Apologies if you're listening, Lady Gaga.
Okay, let's find out how old Lady Gaga is real quick.
I reckon she's 30s.
Jenny from Illinois guessed Jennifer Lopez, which is not bad, but again...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, not bad. Because Lopez, she has been around for a little bit, even though she still looks like she did when she was when she was a fly girl.
So unfair, isn't it? So unfair.
She just is frozen in time. She is one of the most beautiful women, and she just gets more attractive as time goes on. You know, they say that with guys, right? Like George Clooney, people are like, oh, he just got more handsome and debonair as time went on. And I think women, you know, there's a different sort of beauty as we, you know, mature. But Jennifer Lopez is like a Benjamin Button. I swear to God, she just looks younger every time.
Can I just bring something up there? If you're watching via the visual feed, when Allyson said there's a different kind of beauty, she specifically looked at me that, which was very upsetting, Allyson. There's a different kind of beauty. Producer Will, how old is Lady Gaga?
Lady Gaga is 35.
See, I knew she was in her 30s.
And she looks incredible. I think we might be overlooking X Factor Ukraine.
Yeah.
As a clue, as something that our celebrity today has been on. Maybe it's a famous Ukrainian pop star. So let's just very quickly run through all the Ukrainian pop stars we can think of.
Thank you, producer Will. Obviously, big in Ukraine. Allyson knows the answer to this one. Allyson?
Yeah, I mean, it's just leaving my mind right now. Otherwise, I would know all the Ukraine stars. You know, like such favorite as you know. What's that guy's name?
I think I know the one that you're thinking of.
Yeah, Hayley,
It
the
is-
one I'm talking about is
Yep. It's Olya Polyakova.
Polyakova is exactly who I was thinking of.
But
With
Yeah.
the hit
yeah.
song.
She is only 37, so it can't be her.
No, she's
yeah,
not been around long enough for that. Yeah.
Thank you, producer Will.
Listen,
Listen, who is the celebrity? We're going way off track there. She's got a size 2 feet. She's been around for 5 decades. What? She's been a guest on Project Runway, The X Factor UK, as well as appearing on The Voice Australia, The X Factor Australia. Australia is a key word here, people. The X Factor Ukraine, and the US is Dancing with the Songs. And here's a final clue. Here's the biggie. Her songs are Allyson.
I can't. I'm trying not to sing these as I
No,
say
don't
them
sing
because I
them.
can't. I can't get you out of my head is one of them.
Mhm.
I should be so lucky is another. Say something. But probably the most famous one is the Locomotion. She redid the Locomotion, which I think is when she was really introduced to North America, because that is the first time I remember meeting this star, not face to face.
I was going to say.
Yeah. She did the Locomotion. We hung out. You know, I joined in. I did the Locomotion as well, and then we like changed makeups, and boom, best friends. Yeah.
Lots of you have got this right. Of course, you have Jennifer, Patricia, James, Robert, and John. You have all guessed the correct person. Who is it, Allyson? They're talking about. It's your friend.
Kylie Minogue.
Of course, it is Kylie Minogue. Absolutely. Size 2 feet. She's tiny. You could just put her in your pocket. And did you know that a collective noun for Sydney gay men is known as a Minogue of gays?
I love that. A Minogue of gays. All right, let's find out now, Will. You tell me why it is she got to just have a doctorate of health and oh, Will is so angry he's just left. He was like, I'm out of here. I don't need to answer.
It's Wednesday, folks. It's Wednesday, people. Can't click the buttons today. Okay, so the reason she's got an honorary doctorate of health science is because of all her breast cancer awareness work.
Okay.
Oh.
There was a whole thing about this is where my that's where my facts end. There's a whole thing about how people getting tested went through the roof when she's kind of like started speaking out about her experiences and stuff. So much so that Anglia Ruskin gave her a honorary doctorate for it.
Oh, that's great
Pretty
though.
ace.
Yeah, it is, because it's always good when a celebrity sort of speaks up about things like that, which people don't often get tested for, or they overlook it. They sort of think, oh, it's fine, it'll be okay, it's nothing to worry about. So it is really important that people in the spotlight, like Kylie, do this, and it's
because if it could happen to Kylie, it could happen to you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it is really important that you do get tested. Absolutely, and yeah, fair play to her for getting that. She deserves that, and she is a wonderful woman. I absolutely love Kylie.
Yeah.
That's the second Kylie we've had on the show. Today. What are there any other famous Kylies?
Didn't Kylie Jenner try to trademark her name?
Yeah. Do you remember that?
I do remember that, Will. So she tried to stop our Kylie from using it.
Our Kylie. Oh, there goes our Kylie.
So she tried to own the rights to the name Kylie?
Yes.
To use it as like a mononym, like Cher or Adele. But Kylie, our Kylie, was like, no, absolutely
no.
not.
It's very good. I don't know what Adele's name is, actually. I know what Madonna's is.
I don't think
what is
Adele's
Madonna's real name?
Ciccone or Ciccone, something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
I've watched a lot of Madonna documentaries.
Yeah.
Thanks to my friend David, who I used to live with, who was a big fan. Thank you, producer Will. Kylie Minogue there. What a lady. We love her here. On Backchannel on the Hayley and Allyson show. Kylie, if you're listening, let us know. Come on the show anytime you like, Kylie. I just won't be able to lend her shoes because I'm far too big.
Too small. Well, here's what I've decided. Now that we know that Kylie got a doctorate of health and science because she brought a lot of awareness to breast cancer research and getting tested and doing all that, I want a maths degree. So now I am just going to a math doctorate. I am going to raise awareness of the problem with math and how so many of us struggle with it. That's going to be my new platform in life. I'm just going to talk about how hard math is. I want to raise awareness. I would like to say how many people are involved with this, but I don't know because I've had to count them, and I'm so bad at numbers that I don't even know how many people are involved. But that is my goal now. I want a doctorate in math, so I'm going to raise awareness of how tricky math is.
I'm terrible at math. I'm like really bad, like awful. And I feel like I've got a daughter now, and I sort of worry when it's going to get to that stage where I have to help her with her homework. Because I don't know. I'm going to be asking my device a lot of questions. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Listen, get involved with the show. Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us. If you are, the command to give to your device is the word say, followed by whatever you'd like to tell us. We are on Twitter as well. If you comment at Backchannel Live, we can see your comments there. Also, get involved. Let us know you're listening. We are here until 9 a.m. this morning. Good morning. Hope you are well. It's time for the 1-star review.
Oh, we love this. So the 1-star review. Is it movie today? Or are we back on movie? I believe
we're back on movies. We're back on movies.
1-star movie review. So we are always fascinated here at Backchannel at what people will write reviews on. And so movies is a pretty good one. A lot of people, but you'd just be amazed at how many angry people there are out there in the world, and they channel their angry through reviews. So we really like to focus on this and read some of them. So today is a 1-star movie review. I'm very excited. I will read the first one. So here is our first review, 1-star review. I made it to the 15th mark. Sleep. Oh, start. Right.
Okay.
Script was predictable, and the title tells you what will happen in the end. It baffles me as to how a viewer is supposed to believe the small daughter, Nikki, is supposed to be 4 years old. She looks to be 7 or 8. Now, this I can agree with, because sometimes when you watch shows, let's talk, or horror movies, as we know I love, and it's supposed to be teenagers, and you're like, I very well know that person is 41 years old. There is no way.
I mean, I agree and disagree with that, Ali, because things like Grease, I'm like, come on, that's clearly a 40-year-old man. Like that. You're like, come on, cast someone a little bit younger. But when they're supposed to be 4-year-old, like, there's not many decent 4-year-old actors, is there? Because they're too busy eating candy and like wanting to play games. So I don't blame them for casting up a little bit on a 4-year-old. But films like Grease and stuff, I'm like, oh, like, I don't know, who's that man in Grease who, like, the guy, Crater Face, right, which is a terrible name. Never call someone that now, could you? You never get away with that now.
No.
He'd be called Blemish Man or something like that. But he is clearly 50 years old.
Oh, he is unbelievably beyond
He's a predator around that high school. The police should have been on his case. Why are you a 50-year-old man hanging around high school? Although half the kids there, were drinking whiskey and cigarettes and that were 50 years old. Olivia Newton-John looks the youngest, and ironically, she was probably one of the oldest because she was 30 when she filmed Grease.
Was she 30 when she filmed Grease? So there we go. 30-year-old, we know for sure, trying to be a teenager. Unbelievable. I think it gets even worse in Grease 2, which I don't mean to be controversial, but I like Grease 2 more than Grease 1. I said it. I said
Allyson, I agree with you. And that is controversial because we both are big Grease 2 fans. If you haven't seen the film, why not? It is a wonderful film. Producer Will, have you seen it? He's got to have seen it.
No, I haven't.
Oh,
what?
Because, as you know, I've not seen any movies.
Yes,
You've seen the first Grease, though. You've seen the first Grease.
Yeah, I've seen the first Grease. Did I know that Grease 2 even existed? Not sure.
It stars Michelle Pfeiffer.
Ages.
Michelle Pfeiffer is the lead character. I'm just saying, if that doesn't sell you, Michelle in her, she is, I mean, she's tremendous in it. Cool Rider, when she sings the song Cool Rider,
I don't even know any of the songs. Tell me some of the famous songs from Grease 2.
So Cool Rider is, if you don't know the Cool Rider, you're not going to go any of the others. Well,
Who's that guy?
Yep. So basically, they don't know who the guy is. So Allyson, let me just explain the lyrics there.
Okay.
Well, who's that guy?
Yeah.
They don't know who the guy is, so they sing "Who's That Guy" a few times.
And did they figure it out?
Actually, weirdly, I don't think they do until the end of the film. It's funny that, isn't it? It's like they drag it out.
They
there's also have reproduction.
Oh, reproduction. Yeah. So it's basically a sexual education class, and they just burst into song, and
as you do.
It's tremendous. I mean, that is probably one of the best ones in the movie, I would say, as
But
far
they
as like
don't.
ensemble.
They don't do it on stage. There's not a stage production of Grease 2, is there?
Yes, well, that's because people didn't appreciate it as much as myself and Allyson will. And we'll just have you know, if you want to see a stage production of Grease 2, me and Allyson will happily put it on. If Kylie Jenner would like to fund it, get in touch with us. Let us know here at
So,
Backchannel.
okay. So, I think maybe for the end of the year, we'll do a 3-man production of Grease 2,
Yes.
Oh,
funded by Kylie Jenner, starring Kylie Minogue, with a kind of cameo by Kylie Minogue,
Yes.
and it'll be incredible, and that'll just be the whole show.
Yes,
Oh.
I think you're right, producer. And by the end of the year, your aim is we've given you a task to watch that. Grease
Okay,
2. You've got to
so
watch it.
I need to watch Grease 2, and I need to learn how to juggle.
yeah. Those are your
This
things.
is as quickly kind of cutting into my personal time here, guys.
I know. The only problem is, though, Will is a little young to be playing a high school student. Haley and I, apparently, for what we were talking about, we're the perfect age, right? As far as Grease goes, we are exactly teenage age. You'd play the 4-year-old if that's cool, pal. Like that.
That's fine. I live in a very student-y area, and everybody always thinks I'm a student. I'm like, no, I work. My barber asked me if I was getting ready for uni. I was like, sir, I graduated 3 years ago.
Sir, I've got a briefcase.
I
I'm my way into my job.
I've got, you know?
Yeah.
All that good stuff. Okay, well.
Thanks, producer. Well, you're going to check out Grease 2 by the end of the show. No, he's not. He's going to watch it by the end of the year.
I want him to, so we can all sing the songs together. They're tremendous songs, everyone. Anyway, we've gone really off topic with the one-star movie review.
We've gone so off topic. So, Allyson, just review us, remind us of this clue. This got 1 star, this review. If you could read that review out for us again, please, Allyson.
Okay, so I made it. This is the reviewer. I made it to the 15-minute mark before I fell asleep. The script was predictable, and the title tells you what will happen in the end. It baffles me as to how a viewer is supposed to believe the small daughter, Nikki, is supposed to be 4 years old. She clearly looks to be 7 or 8.
Here we go. Here's another review. This is another separate person who left this film 1 star. As others have mentioned, it reflects the rather shallow pop culture we now live in. Films used to have some kind of depth, some kind of meaning. In this, you couldn't care less about any of the characters. Actually, let's be honest, there wasn't even a plot, just a mix of jumbled edits and formats to try and seem quirky and clever. Surely this retro style of filmmaking has now gone out of style. Oh, they didn't like it, did they?
No, they did not. They did not. But I like the retro style of filmmaking. That gives us a little bit, possibly a little bit of clue as to what it is. Okay, we got another one. This will lead you. This will lead you a bit. I am a huge fan of Quentin Tarantino. As so many movies of his made me just love his chaotic, calm way of delivering things. The movie, however, falls into the category of don't like the movie just because you love the director. It felt all right when it started. It became super dull and predictable, let alone how horrible the fighting scenes are. Wow. All right. So Quentin Tarantino.
That could be any Tarantino film with the fighting scenes, couldn't it?
Same with the retro style. I mean, because Tarantino, I don't know if many of you know this, he used to work in a movie store. That is a video movie rental store. And so he used to just like watch movies all day long. And it was like the older, and that is when he really fell in love with movies and started to want to become a director, produce, etc. Quentin Tarantino.
I did not know that, Allyson June Smith.
Yeah. I love the idea of him being in a video store and just renting videos before he was a famous person. First off, I love video stores. Haley, did you go to video stores?
I love them as well. Like the smell of them. I like spending like hours trying to choose a film and then not enjoying it. It was like there was something special about it, wasn't there? Something magical about just choosing a film. Because now, obviously, we'd spend a couple of hours looking on, or whatever device we use to watch our films on, and then we're like, nah, I'm just gonna not watch it. But if you had spent like a couple of dollars on a film back in the day, you were watching that to the end, no matter how bad it was.
Oh, and you'd watch it more than once, no matter how bad it was. To me, if I rented a movie, I've invested that $4 or that $3 or whatever it was at the time, and I would watch a movie several times over. several times. I can't even tell you how many times I watched Slumber House Massacre, right? Slumber Party House Massacre. I watched that. So I paid for it. I'm going to watch it. And in a way, I feel we're very dismissive now of movies, whereas before we would have really gotten every moment of enjoyment that we could out of it. Back in the day.
You have it for like 2 days. You used to be able to hire a film for like 2 days, and then you'd be like, right, I'm going to watch this a few times because I've paid this much money for it. We're going to watch that again. Producer Will, he won't remember video stores. Do you, Producer Will? Do you remember the VHSs?
Do you remember a Blockbuster? Do you remember Blockbuster, Will?
I remember seeing Blockbuster stores that were closed down. But that's about as much as I can give you. I remember watching VHSs, having owning them, but I never went to a Blockbuster. But yeah, they paved the way for the streaming services that we have today.
They did. And what you used to get is you used to be able to, so the first sort of way of getting VHSs, or like what Netflix and Amazon is sort of the equivalent of that, was you'd get a DVD in the post.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? And you'd have
that was how it started. Yes.
That's crazy. The logistics of that is just mental.
Yeah. I did that a few times. And
Hayley, do you remember the stickers that used to be on all VHSs? Will, you won't know this, but we used to you'd rent the VHS and you'd return it. And do you remember what they'd always ask of you? Please be kind and
rewind.
Please be kind and rewind. Yeah.
The reason I know that is because there's a Jack Black film called Be Kind Rewind.
Oh, really?
It might not be Jack Black. Let's fact check that.
But because you had to, it'd take ages to rewind a film. So if you got it and it was at the end, you'd be like, oh. And also if you played it and it was midway through the film, you'd be like, find out what happened.
Yeah. So they would always have a little sticker. Please be kind.
If you got it completely wrong, Will.
No, it is Jack Black. It is Jack Black. But he's really the only person I recognize in it. 2 people working in a video store accidentally wipe out the contents of every single tape in the store. Desperate to keep business going, they attempt to generate their own footage. So they just act out all of the movies and then tape them. Oh, and don't you think it's funny? My mum still says this all the time. She's like, she'll say, oh, I'm going to be on at night, so I'll just tape Strictly. I'm like, what do you mean you're going to tape it? There's no tape involved.
There's no tape involved now.
I'm like, this. You're not going to tape anything.
I'm worried about your mum.
I mean, she's like 50, so it's back in the, she's just back in the days when you did have to put a tape in and tape it.
Yeah, I mean,
Miss, you're just going to record it. The button says record.
Yeah, I mean, it's there at all times now. Your mum just there with a wall of VHSs of stuff she doesn't need.
Imagine of episodes of Strictly harking back for 20 years.
Will's mum there, if she's listening, she won't be listening. She's busy watching episodes of Strictly that she's had.
On tape.
Thank you, Producer Will. Right, we're going to give you one more clue for our 1-star movie review. Get your guesses in. The command to give to your device is the word say, followed by your guess. We've had 2 correct answers so far. And so if you want to get involved, like I say, the command to give to your device is the word say, followed by your guess. Which film are we talking about that got several 1-star reviews? Last clue for this section, we'll be giving you the answer later on in the show, is, in general, I'm not really a fan of Quentin Tarantino's. To me, his films seem to have a kind of smirking self-consciousness, a smug, cool cleverness to them that irritates me. However, to his credit, Reservoir Dogs, and to a lesser extent, Pulp Fiction, did have a few moments of dialogue that I actually thought were almost as clever as Tarantino obviously thought they were. But this movie, blank, not a clever line in sight.
Wow.
But which movie are they talking about? We know it's Quentin Tarantino. We know it's sort of an old school film effect. But which film are they talking about? Which film didn't they like? That several people left this 1 star. The command to give to your device is the word say, followed by your guess. Thank you for those who have guessed so far. We'll be revealing your answer in the second half of the show. But first, Allyson.
Yes.
It's time for our Agony Aunties section. Myself and Allyson Jidsmith are your glamorous Agony Aunties. We will be answering your questions. If you have a problem that you would like us to attempt to solve or discuss in the least, then get in touch. The command to give your advice is the word say, followed by your problem. Like I say, or you can tweet us at Backchannel Live as well. Get involved with the show. Here we go. First problem, Ali. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
David from Texas. Hi, David. Hope you're listening. I've just moved to a new city, and while I've been able to make some new friends, I feel like I don't really fit in with them. We do things like going for drinks and dinner together, but other than that, we don't seem to have very much in common. Where I'd rather go to the movies or a gig, they'd rather play golf or go for a walk. Should I try and make them see my way of thinking or look for some new friends? That is David there. What do we think, Ali?
Well, I think, David, it's not a matter of either or. I think you need to do a little bit of both, right? I think you should perhaps offer some suggestions of things that you would like to do with them. At the same time, I also think there's nothing wrong for always looking to find new people. I mean, maybe that friend who is very much like you and what they like to do is right around the corner. So I don't think you should look at it as an either or. I think you should be doing a bit of both, David, is what I think. Hayley, do you agree? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's always tricky, isn't it? Because when you're in a new place and you want to make friends, and sometimes I think you know straight away, don't you? That's my sort of person. When you meet someone, you're like, yeah, they're on my level. That's my sort of person. Sometimes it takes a bit more time because they might be a bit quiet or a bit shy. I mean, I wouldn't want to be spending all my time with people I didn't really like, to be honest with you, David. So maybe sort of carry on seeing them and then try and get some new friends in the meantime, and then weed them out. That's what I call it, Allyson. Get rid of them, but do it in a way that's not obvious.
Yeah. Weed them out. Weed them out. It'd be great if you could take these friends to like activities where there's more people around. So then maybe like while you're with these people, you're also meeting some new people as well. I mean, maybe that will help.
Clever.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Also, I'm a big fan of looking for, this sounds so silly, but I really think you should always, what are your interests, right? What are you into? And look for groups or things online that specifically go along with that. Like often, for me, when I first moved to the country in the UK here, I didn't have any friends, and I did go to a couple horror film festivals because I thought, oh, well, let me find some other like-minded, and I went on my own. I met a few people. I watched some films. I chatted to some people that were there. It was interesting. It was fun.
Can I just say, though, Allyson, I wouldn't want to meet strangers at a horror festival. Like, if you're on your own at a horror festival, like, I just want to meet people who like horror films, I'd be like, that is... I mean, I wouldn't be there. I wouldn't be there, would I?
This is true. This is true. Now, have I maintained friendships from those festivals? No, but I gave it a go. And I also got to buy some fun horror movie memorabilia. But I just think you should always be looking for new people throughout your life at all times. And yeah. These people, maybe they're not exactly, but you never know, right? You're still new. So maybe you haven't really gotten to know these people all that well. Maybe there's still something that you have in common with these people that,
I mean,
maybe just...
Oh, sorry, Ali. Sorry to interrupt. I'm just looking at, he says they'd rather play golf or go for a walk. I mean, no, get rid of them, David. I didn't see that. They'd rather play golf and go for a walk. Who are your friends? Donald Trump? No. I would... Anyone who wants to exercise, David, as part of their social time is not a friend of mine.
They're not really my type of people, but,
each their own. But David, yeah, I think that's a really good point from Allyson there. Sort of take those people somewhere. Say, hey, is it my turn to do something this week? And then take them somewhere where you can meet better friends. There we go. Have you got any more of our listeners' problems, Allyson?
Yes. So we have lovely Julie from London. Oh, I love these ones. Okay. I have a job interview tomorrow, and I was told to bring an item that encapsulates what I will bring to the workplace. Any suggestions?
Allyson, before you give a serious answer, I say a bottle of liqueur. That encapsulates what I would bring. No, but I mean, I hate these things. Allyson loves this. So Julie, you've messaged into the right place, because I would give you totally inappropriate answers. What encapsulates you to bring to the workplace? I mean, a wage check at the end of the week. Allyson, what would you actually do? What is the correct response?
Here's what I would do. Oh my God, please don't judge me. Here's my North American. This is what I would do. It says an item. I would kind of cheat. So what I would do
Okay.
is when I came into the interview, I would bring a cup that was full and I would bring a cup that was empty. And
Ugh.
I would say, I know, you know where I'm going with this. And I would say, look, I am bringing the full cup because I am bringing myself and I am ready and I have a lot of experience and things. But I also brought the empty cup because you know what? There's still a lot I need to learn and that I want to get from those that I'm working with. I know. And you know what
I
would
can't
happen?
listen to it. My back's hurting
Bam!
from cringing.
Allyson gets the job, Julie. So all I'm saying is you listen to me, sister. You listen to me. You got this job. Yeah. 2 cups.
Honestly, my back is hurting from cringing, Allyson. I can't. It's the cheesiest. And you may as well bring a plate full of brie and go with that, like some cheese. Yeah. I mean, what would happen though, Ali, if you on the way into the job interview you spilled the cup and then you had to walk in with 2 empty cups?
Well, that's when I would say, you know, I'm only human and we're all human. And I definitely, there was a flaw, but you know what? I've turned up and I'm ready. Both my cups are empty, but I want them to be filled. So even though at this moment I showed up, look at Hayley is just nodding her head no at me. She will not buy in to she's not buying what I'm selling here, people. But it's a good thing Hayley is not interviewing you, Julie. Just trust me, Julie. Just go in there and put a lid on the 1 cup. There we go. Put a lid on the 1 cup.
Allyson be there pulling out her heart and putting it on a plate. I bring my heart and soul to this business. That's what I'm giving you now.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I have to go to ER to get this sewn back in before the end of the interview, but I'm going to give you my all. Yeah, Allyson, listen, yeah, Julie, listen to Allyson because she will get you the job, whereas I will get you fired before you've even started because I hate all of this corporate rubbish. I actually went to a job interview once and they were like, sell me this pen. Have you ever had that? They're like, sell me this pen.
I've only ever seen it in movies, but wow, I would love, because you're not selling the pen. A dream that the pen will give you. Yeah,
I was
all
like,
the things
listen,
that happened, yeah.
There's no more pens left on the earth. This is the only one that exists. You're going to buy it. That was my spiel.
You were very literal, right? You're like, nah. So this is it. Do you want to write? There's only a little bit of ink. You're the only one left in the world that's going to get this. What do you? That's great.
Are you going to buy it or not? Yeah. I did actually get the job. And then I only lasted a month because I was terrible at sales. There you go. Not for me, but Julie, yeah, listen to Alyson's advice. Take the cups. I mean, yeah, I'm not going to.
Hayley hates saying that. Listen to Allyson and take the cups. She's like, oh God, Julie.
God, Julie. I mean, if you want the job that's going to make you do that, Julie, then that's up to you. We've all got to pay our rent, haven't we, at the end of the day? Producer Will, have you got any more listeners' problems for us?
I've got a great one, Allyson. I think you're going to love this one. It's from Stevie from Minnesota, who says, I met this girl and everything is going well. Thumbs up so far.
Yeah.
I met her family and her dad and brother, and I ended up talking for hours about beer and football. Okay?
Right.
I'm gonna assume American football. We accidentally blocked her out of the conversation. Now she's mad and won't talk to me. Is it karma? What should I do?
Well, look, here's what I think. Stevie, if she doesn't realize that you were really trying to turn on the charm for the family so they loved you so you could continue dating her, then, I mean, you know, come on, this was for her. You did this for her. And yes, great. You connected on football and beer. And maybe that isn't necessarily her thing. But this gathering was not about her. She needs to realize, I think. You know, that's you were doing this for her, right? This was all for her. Don't be mad. You're going to have many dates. I would say, look, it's because I want to spend so much time with you that I took that time and just focused on them.
This is only a positive thing. The fact that you were able to connect with her father, with her dad and her brother, it shows that, you know, as you say, you do this for her. It shows that you're going to be able to get on well with the family and that the relationship's got legs.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't mean to judge her, Stevie. I'm sure she's a lovely girl, and maybe this is just a knee-jerk reaction, but I mean, she's gonna be mad because you got along so well with them and they talk for hours about beer and football. She should be ecstatic
Mm-hmm.
that her dad and brother adored you to that extent. So I think a quick conversation just saying, hey, I did not mean to block you. Of course, I didn't mean to block you. I was trying really hard to focus on them so I could get to spend more time with you. I don't want to talk about beer and football. I want to be with you. So that was what I focused on at that time. I mean, it seems pretty straightforward to me, Stevie.
Because, hopefully, Stevie, there's going to be more situations where Stevie is around the family more, and hopefully that means that there's, you're going to need topics to talk about, and so it's good that we've kind of got that going so far.
Yeah, or maybe what you could do, Stevie, to make her know that you understand that maybe being left out of the conversation she didn't love. You could say, well, look, moving forward, obviously we'll be at more family events and we will talk about football and beer. But what we'll do is from now on, I'll know and I will set a time frame and I will make sure to go and politely leave the conversation and come and check in on you. So this is a good thing for you to go, I hear you. I understand what upset you. Moving forward, we will work together so this doesn't happen again. But isn't it great that I had such a good first meeting? That's what
Exactly.
I think, Stevie.
And also, I'm sure there's topics that all four of you can discuss together as a unit.
Yes.
Brainstorm
So
some things
the
that
conversation.
Yes.
Yeah. And have a
I'm proud of that
conversation
one.
about that. Maybe the two of you, that I'm really impressed with that, Will. That was an
Thanks,
excellent suggestion. The two of you make that list, and then moving forward, you can go to events and you can talk about beer, and then slowly maybe what beer changes into some cocktails you guys had when you were out on a night, and then she can talk about the
you were out and night out.
evening.
Exactly. We heard this great band, or they played this great music, and blah 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 blah. It goes from there. You see, I feel like I'm going to start a second career as a agony uncle.
I think you're an excellent
Or maybe
agony.
it's my new drag persona as an agony aunt. I think that could work for me.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what word like agony aunt would go with W. So worry less, Will. I don't know. I'm terrible at that.
We'll work on it.
We'll work on it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just found some candy left over from Halloween and it's really enticed me.
She couldn't even stop herself. She's online working, and yet it was like, hang on, let me just put this fun dip in.
Was that snacks? Did somebody say snacks?
Did you find you had loads of chocolate left over from Halloween this year? Did any of you have candy left over?
Well, I bought loads for me. And I ate it. So
yeah. I always make sure after a certain amount of time, I think, God, this is getting low. I'll have to stop answering the door. Because I need some for myself, Thank you, producer Will.
Thank you, Will.
We've had some guesses in for a 1-star movie review. We were giving you clues before. We know it's a Tarantino film. Bobby from Nevada says, is it The Hateful Eight? We will let you know shortly, Bobby. And Sammy from Texas says, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. We will let you know whether that is the correct answer or not shortly in the show. Did you watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
You know what? I didn't. Isn't that awful? I'm sorry, everyone. I did not watch it. Did you, Hayley? Did you like it?
Well, I felt like I watched a scene where Brad Pitt was driving in a car for about 20 minutes, and I thought, if I wanted to drive in a car, I do that as part of my job. It just felt like a busman's holiday, to be honest with you. So, I didn't watch it all. Apologies, Brad, if you're listening. I know you won't be disappointed in me. But there you go. There are our answers. We will tell you whether you are right or not very shortly. We're going to have one more problem, though, Allyson, and this is from Johnny in New York. I have a big scar on my neck from when I had minor surgery about a year ago. It's totally fine and doesn't bother me at all, but I'm so sick of people asking me about it and having to tell the same story over and over again. How can I shut it down when people bring it up while still being polite?
This is a good question. How do you stop it quickly and still be polite? You know what I would do? I would make a joke out of it. I'd be like, listen, I can tell you, but I think whatever story you create in your head is going to be more interesting. Let's leave it at that. Anyway, how was your day? I would literally just be like, I don't know. What do you think? What if you can give me a better story? That's the one I'll use. I would answer a question with a question is what I would do. I would just totally divert it. And, I mean, you could just say, look, I'm uncomfortable. I don't want to talk about it. But to me, that's not as engaging. If you want to, distract people, that's what I would do. I'd be like, oh, well, what do you think? You let me know a story and I'll tell you whether or not I'm going to use that one in the future.
Oh, here's producer Will.
In 2009, in fact, I broke my clavicle, my collarbone. And the way I did it is that it was the summertime, it was the school holidays, so I decided to go out for a little bike ride. And I ended up crashing dramatically into a lamppost.
Okay.
Hit a lamppost with my bike, and my collarbone hit the lamppost, broke it, couldn't get up, fell on the pavement, whatever. Quite an embarrassing way to break your collarbone. Not good. Not like a good, sexy bike crashing story. I was just being a bit useless. So I didn't want to tell people the way that I really did it. So I came up with a whole myriad of stories that I could tell people, some which made me look quite heroic, some which were quite, some which were a bit funnier, but none that made me seem like a person who didn't know how to ride a bike properly. So my advice would be, just come up with some stories. Who cares if they're true?
Yeah.
Just, just saving an old lady.
What did you say, Will? Like,
everything from, chasing a criminal, to running away from a bear, to
in Leeds.
Yeah.
To, I was looking at someone pretty on the other side of the street and I wasn't paying attention. All of that kind of stuff. So
I think it's good advice. I think, Allyson, because it diverts it and then they think they shouldn't ask. I mean, the people who are asking, I find that quite rude anyway, to be honest with you, unless you bring it up yourself. But thanks, Will. I think that's a really good advice from you, Allyson. It sort of diverts it and then it's like saying, shutting it down, let's not bring it up. And then you don't have to deal with it again. So I think that's pretty good advice. Thank you, Allyson, for that. Very quickly, we're going to reveal the answer to our 1-star movie review. We've been giving you clues just to refresh your memory if you've just joined us. All these reviews have been left 1 star by several people. So it's not one person reviewing the film. It's several people. They've all given it 1 star. I made it to the 15-minute mark before I fell asleep. The script was predictable and the title tells you what will happen in the end. There's a clue for you. It baffles me as to how a viewer is supposed to believe the small daughter, Nikki, is supposed to be 4 years old. She looks to be 7 or 8. Any more clues, Ali?
As others have mentioned, it reflects the rather shallow pop culture we live in now. Films used to have some kind of depth, some kind of meaning. In this, you couldn't care less about any of the characters. Actually, let's be honest, there wasn't even a plot. Just a mix of jumble edits and formats to try and seem quirky and clever. Surely this retro style of filmmaking has gone out of style. Ooh.
I'm a huge fan of Quentin Tarantino, as so many movies of his made me just love his chaotic, calm way of delivering things. This movie, however, falls in the category of don't like the movie just because you love the director. It felt all right when it started, then it became super dull and predictable, let alone how horrible the fighting scenes are. And our final review was...
In general, I'm not really a fan of Quentin Tarantino's. To me, his films seem kind of a smirking self-consciousness, a smug, cool cleverness to them. Irritates me. However, to his credit, Reservoir Dogs and to the lesser extent Pulp Fiction did have a few moments of dialogue that I actually thought were almost as clever as Tarantino obviously thought they were. But this movie, not a clever line in sight. And then we have some real quick facts. Hayley, hit us with some quick facts. Let's see. Last minute, you can still get your answers in.
Quick facts. It was released in October 2003. It was directed by Quentin Tarantino, obviously. They really sliced a baseball in half. Uma Thurman, Lucy Liu, and David Carradine were all in this film. Come on, you must have got it by now. Let us know your answers. The command to give to your device is the word say. We can reveal that Bobby from Nevada, who said Hateful Eight, you are incorrect. And Sammy from Texas said Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. You are also correct, but we can let you know that Amanda, Leo, and Brian, you all got the answer right. Because the answer, Allyson, is...
Kill Bill!
Yes! Of course it was Kill Bill. I actually went on a date to watch Kill Bill.
Did you?
Yeah, and we're not together anymore. So
I was going to say, what was better, the person you went on the date with or the movie?
What do you think, Allyson? I preferred the movie.
I thought that was a great movie. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was visually very impressive. I don't know. I kind of disagree with these 1-star reviews, but you know what? It's all subjective, and people are allowed to have whatever opinion they want. Did you enjoy the movie, though? Did you like Kill Bill?
I loved
Hayley?
it. Yeah, I really liked the movie. Company, not so much. Movie, great. Really enjoyed it. Would watch again. Highly recommend if you haven't seen it. Not for everyone, clearly, because they all give it 1 star, but myself and Allyson Jewsmith, we enjoyed it. We're going to play a game now. Producer Will, I'm just looking at, I mean, I maybe should have read this in advance, but is this a game of true or false?
No, not really. It's just, it's all about things that are just false.
Just false.
Okay.
There's no truths about it. These are things that we kind of think are true.
Yeah.
But they're just not.
So listen, if you want to get involved, you're going to get the answer right because they're all false.
The secret is they're all false.
Yeah. So let us know if you want to say true. Just put it out there. Then the command to give to your device is the word say. Get involved. But apparently these are all misconceptions. Thank you, producer Will. I did not know some of these. Did you know, Allyson, that fortune cookies are not Chinese?
I did not know that. What are they? What's the background here?
I mean, your dog in the background is going mad about that. He was like,
he's
listen,
very angry. Don't you dare tell me that.
About that.
Yeah.
Despite them being handed out in many Western-based Chinese restaurants at the end of a meal, these days the fortune cookie is not from China. Rather, it was brought to the US by the Japanese. They are rarely found in China and are often seen as a symbol of American cuisine. But yeah, they're brought to the US by the Japanese. Fortune cookies. Producer Will is a fan of fortune cookies. Allyson, are you a fan of fortune cookies?
I do like a fortune cookie. I mean, I'm just always curious to see what they say. I feel a lot of fortune cookies are really written to be able to slide into anyone's life. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, this, a big change is coming. Yeah, I bet it is. I'm about to eat the black bean sauce as opposed to the sweet and sour sauce that I just. Big changes, everyone. But yeah,
you couldn't make them too niche, could you? You could be like, listen, you're going to meet a man called Dave, and the person's like, what? Yeah, you couldn't make them too niche.
Yeah, you got to keep them kind of general. But isn't that interesting? And in fact, I had my aunt and uncle over last night. We ordered Chinese, and I didn't even realize it. No cookies, everyone. I think I might write that restaurant. Listen, Happy Panda. That is not the name of the restaurant because I do not want to get sued. Listen, Happy Panda, where are my Japanese fortune cookies is what I'm going to say to them.
Oh, here he is, Producer Will.
Here he is.
Here he is.
My local Chinese takeout is called Fortune Cookie, and it's really expensive. But the only reason I go there is not the only reason, because the food is good. But the primary reason I go there is because I know I'm going to get a Fortune Cookie every time, and they're just great. I just love them so much.
Hard. They're not a cookie,
and just like tasteless.
Yeah, they're just sugar. It's just a crunchy sugar.
It's just like a vehicle to get a piece of paper in that you can also eat.
Yeah. What you don't eat the fortune though, do you, Will?
No. I take the fortunes out. I have a little pile of them.
I was gonna say he keeps them. Everyone, Producer Will keeps the fortunes, which I like. I have kept a couple from time to time if I do feel they are like. I don't know why, but I do. I keep them. I'm like, yep, this one was meant for me. Better store it over here. Yeah.
The love of your life will appear in front of you unexpectedly, this one says, which...
Well, Producer Will, who are you looking at right now?
There you go.
Me or Allyson, who's it going to be? Choose.
He's also looking at himself as well.
Yeah, as per usual, looking at myself. Always over-deliver and under-promise.
Oh.
There's another one.
Okay, I like that. That's good advice. Yeah, not necessarily a fortune, but a good advice.
Don't eat the fortune cookies. That's what another one says. Thank you, Producer Will. Here are some other misconceptions. Did you know, Allyson? Did you know the Buddha not fat?
What?
No, just big boned. No, apparently the popular image of the fat laughing Buddha with a big friendly belly is completely inaccurate. This is actually a 10th century folk hero in Chinese lore called Budai, and the two have been confused over time, much like me and the supermodel Giselle. In fact, Buddha was an ascetic who prayed under a lotus tree, eating almost nothing to achieve enlightenment.
So it's the Budai that was the chubby one. But so what are we supposed to rub the skinny Buddha's belly for good luck? I don't buy into that. Oh, you want to rub the fat belly for good luck, right? That's
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to be feeling the bones, do we? As we're rubbing the stomach, quite right, Allyson. It wouldn't look as cheery on your fireplace if there was a starving man under there, would there?
No,
wouldn't be as fun.
Certainly not. But isn't
Listen,
that it? So that was. Yep.
We'll just twist history to make it like look better for us. That's what we'll do. Aesthetically pleasing. That's what we do. But yeah, not fat. There you go. Butter. Imagine if that was a rumor that was spread about you, that you were this fat jolly person and you weren't. Like, if you were, fair enough. But like, if you weren't, you'd be like, oh, hang on a minute. It's like me whenever I've done a TV appearance, and I look bigger. I'm like, that's not real.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I am not. I am not a fat jolly person. I am a skinny, bitter.
If you're
angry.
watching, if you're watching it on the live feed, and you can see for yourself. Just our heads. That's why we only appear from the head up on the Backchannel, not the Hayley and Allyson show. But Buddha was not fat. Have you got any more misconceptions for us?
Yes. Okay. We've got another one. Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star was not composed by Mozart. It has been widely whispered that the classic children's song was composed by an Austrian musician when he was 5 years old. Wait, Twinkle, Twinkle was not composed by Mozart. It has been widely whispered that a classic children's song was composed by the Austrian musician when he was 5 years old. Yes, okay, so he did not do that when he was 5 years old. Actually, it originated from the French folk song, which Mozart composed variations of when he was 25 and 26 years old. Okay, so he still composed it. He was just quite a bit older, everyone. Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star was not composed when he was young. I didn't even know that. I didn't know that.
No, I didn't. I didn't know that. Not a misconception for me, because I didn't know that. I've never sung Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star to my child and been like, I think this is a Mozart special. Didn't know that. There you go.
My grandma used to always tell me the story of they had a little cat named Twinkle, and it went missing. And so my grandma, of course, was outside screaming, Twinkle, Twinkle. And she's like, and there were always these teenage boys that would yell out their window, Little Star, how I wonder. And they would just join in whenever Twinkle was lost. Don't worry, Twinkle was found and everything was fine. But yeah.
I thought they were going to shout something worse out the window, to be honest with you. So I'm glad it was just the end of a nursery rhyme. They're very nice in Canada. You wouldn't get that over here. But I didn't know that. I wonder if other famous nursery rhymes were composed by famous composers like Incy Wincy Spider. Apparently that was Bach. No, it's not. Here we go. Here's another misconception. You may or may not have known this. Vikings did not wear horns on their helmets. Did you know that?
No, you're kidding me. Okay.
I'm not kidding you, Allyson. I would not dare. We are the Hayley and Allyson morning show here on Backchannel, where we're here with the facts. Vikings didn't wear horns on their helmets. An iconic image of identifying the invaders. There is no historical evidence it is accurate. In fact, the horns on helmets for Vikings come from an opera scene by Richard Wagner. Yeah, it's just there's no. I mean, of course, there's no images. There's no photographs. There was no Vikings putting pictures up on Facebook or Instagram back in the day. Like, look at me, just about to invade.
And you know what? That makes sense to me. It does make sense to me. your Viking helmet horn filter.
Yeah.
It does make sense to me because whenever you see those helmets, right? And they've got the big horns, I used to always think like, how effective is that for battle? Do you have a strap to hold that on? I mean, all of a sudden your hat is very heavy. Is that really helping? Like, and also I used to think like, what are you going to run head first into your enemy? Like, what is the purpose of horns on the helmet? So the fact that they're not on there, it does make sense to me, everyone.
When you break it down and actually listen to things and reason with them, Allyson, you're very, very correct. Have you got any more misconceptions for me, Allyson Smith?
You bet I do. Misconception. All right, the Great Wall of China is not the only human-made object visible from space. It is not the
What
only
else is?
one.
What else is?
None of the Apollo astronauts reported seeing any specific human-made object from the moon. Even Earth orbiting astronauts can barely see it. City lights, however, are easily visible on the night side of the Earth from orbit. So guess what? They can't even see that Great Wall of China, apparently. It is just city lights that they are able to see.
So you're telling me, Allyson, if I leave my landing light on, that can be seen from space?
Yes.
No,
Yes,
it can't.
Haley. Yes.
I'm gonna start flashing Morse code to Elon Musk from my living room and see if he can pick it up. I didn't. Yeah, the Great Wall of China is not visible from space. I wouldn't know. Never been. Maybe we should ask William Shatner because he went very recently, didn't he?
Yes, he did. He was one of the few that got to go up and touch space and then come right back down. Interesting, isn't it? Yeah. But I always have heard that you can see the Wall of China from space.
Yeah.
But yeah, that makes sense. And it makes sense the light's nighttime. Of course, you'd be able to see that. It'd be like light gazing as opposed to stargazing. That's what you'd be doing.
You would, Allyson. You would indeed. We are here with our misconceptions this morning on Backchannel. If you've got a fact for us that people presume is true, but it's actually false, then get in touch. Let us know. The command to give to your device is the word "say," followed by your common misconception. It's actually a misconception that I want to get married, Allyson. Don't want to get married.
Do you not? You joke about it. You always say, "I just want to be asked," which I appreciate. I'm with you, Haley.
I'm totally fine about it. Misconception, Allyson. It's a misconception.
For those of you who cannot see, Haley looks very worked up right now. And yeah.
Here's another misconception I'm going to hit you with right now. Napoleon was not short.
That blows my mind. I use that reference actually quite a bit. Okay, go on. Tell me about this.
The little corporal's height, I mean, the fact they called him the little corporal, was recorded in French feet. He was 5 feet 2 inches, which is 5 feet 7 inches in English feet. Same height as me. This was, in fact, slightly taller than the average Frenchman at the time.
So even though we have the term Napoleon complex, whenever you talk about someone who's like mouthy or just needs to yell or, because it's, or little man syndrome, little person syndrome, as we would say, little man syndrome, I've heard that. But, yeah, it's that's really bizarre. So he was not tiny. So the whole Napoleon complex, it's a lie. That you can't even.
It's a lie.
It's a lie. Wow.
Producer Will has got a fact about JF Kennedy because I don't think I'm going to read this correctly. Can you tell me this JF Kennedy
for
fact,
letting
Will?
me that one.
Yeah, because I'm looking at this and I'm thinking this makes no sense.
He famously said "Ich bin ein Berliner," in his wartime when he was president or whatever. And apparently, and I didn't know this one, everybody thought that he said it wrong. And apparently, everybody thought he said that he was actually a donor. I am a donor. But no, that is a misconception. He actually said it right. He used the correct indefinite article ein, so he said what he meant to say. So everybody who was laughing at John F. Kennedy for saying that he was a donut, they're the donuts in this story.
They're the donuts.
They're the donuts.
What did he actually say?
He said, "This is not Berlin."
Okay.
But everybody thought he said, "I'm not a donut."
I've never heard that. Never heard that.
Every day's a learning day, Hayley.
It is a learning day. I'm learning that JF Kennedy is not a donut. He said it correctly.
Just in case you thought he was.
I always assumed. Yeah.
Thank you, producer Will, for explaining that for me. And finally, our last misconception of the show is that when earthworms are cut in half, 2 baby earthworms are not born.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I didn't think that. Apparently, I mean, I heard that when you cut a worm in half, they both sort of live, but only the front half may survive. The back end dies. So very few kind of worms are able to do this.
Wow.
If you're eating your breakfast, good morning. We are talking cutting earthworms in half here on the Hayley and Allyson Breakfast Show. Common misconceptions, which people presume are true, that are false. Have anyone ever made a misconception about you being Canadian, Allyson?
No. Everyone just assumes I am from the US of A. That is the misconception I get. So where in the States are you from? Where are the States are you from? In fact, one time at a pool, I was at a swimming pool, and one of their lifeguards was like, "So what do you?" This was a few years ago. What do you make of your president? This is when Donald Trump was the president. And I was like, "Oh, I'm from Canada," and he's like, "Yeah. So what do you make of your president?" And I was like, "Well, I don't have a president. I have a prime minister, much like you. Justin Trudeau." And he's like, "Yeah, no, but Canada, North America, your president." I was like, "This is just not sinking in at all."
No,
So
no.
often people just assume right away here in the UK that I am from the US of A, but I am not. I am Canadian, buddy.
And your president, I'm just making that misconception as well, but he's very attractive, your prime minister.
We do. We have a Ken doll for a ruler, everyone. He is beautiful. What are his policies? We don't know. He does yoga.
We're too busy looking into his dreamy eyes.
We are. Hey, the first time, I thought this was cute. The first time Will and Kate went over to Canada, so the royalty, and the first time Kate Middleton, they actually have a picture where it says, okay, and the headline was, "When you marry a prince, but then you meet Justin Trudeau," because she is just like, you could see this, she's giddy, shaking his hand, her eyes are like big. So it was just, when you marry a prince, but then you meet Justin Trudeau. Yeah, good looking guy.
Dreamy guy. If you're listening, Justin, good morning. Welcome to the Hayley and Allyson show here on Backchannel, where it's National Sandwich Day.
Woo! Here it is. We've been waiting all day to talk about this stuff. Yes,
we have. Earlier in the show, I know you've been gripped. I know you've been waiting for this sandwich section, and here it finally is. Different kinds of sandwiches. You were saying before, different words for sandwiches. I mean, you can have a toasty.
Yeah, toasty. That's what they say here, which would be like a grilled cheese sandwich. Everyone back in North America, very similar to a grilled cheese sandwich.
Yeah, we also call it a butty here in the UK. But did you know, Allyson? Did you know? Let's see if you can guess this one. How many sandwiches do Americans eat a day? Not just one person. We're talking about the whole of America. How many sandwiches does the whole of America eat a day?
Okay, I'm gonna say in a day. Oh gosh, 50 million sandwiches is what I'm gonna go with. 50 million. Because sometimes people don't eat sandwiches. It's not like sandwiches are getting eaten every day. So 50 million, Hayley.
They do. They're a staple of every lunch break, Ali. You're absolutely incorrect. Of course she is. It's 300 million sandwiches America eats a day.
Oh my God.
That is a lot of bread. Yeah, the sandwich, as we know it, was popularised in England in 1762 by John Montagu. He's the fourth Earl of Sandwich. Of course he's an Earl of Sandwich. Of course he is. Legend has it, and most food historians agree, that Montagu had a substantial gambling problem that led him to spend hours on end at the card table. During a particularly long binge, he asked the house cook to bring him something he could eat without getting up from his seat, and the sandwich was born.
Wow.
There you go. Yes, the sandwich there. Producer Will, have you got a story about a Disneyland sandwich for us?
Oh, yes.
I have. I was looking into how much one might spend on a sandwich. And this is the one that I came up with. It's $100, or it's $900.99. And it's available at Disneyland. I don't know if they've given it a name. I think it's kind of Disney Marvel Avengers themed kind of thing.
It's quite mouthy that if I'm going in for a work-based sandwich, I can have the Disney Marvel Avengers thing.
Yeah, whatever that sandwich is, that mad expensive one.
Yeah.
It serves 6 to 8 people. So it's not just for $100, it's not just for one person. And somewhere I'll be able to tell you what's in it.
Yeah.
You know
what?
Funny?
Should we guess?
I know.
Yeah. For $100, you'd want it to be something pretty good, wouldn't you?
I'm going to say it's a variety of meats. I'm going to say there's a variety of meats. So we're going to get some like a nicer meat too. Probably some prosciutto, probably some, what else? Prosciutto, maybe pastrami. I'm trying to think fancy meats.
I mean,
okay, you're definitely on the right track.
For $100, I'd like Mickey Mouse in that sandwich. I mean, like,
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
$100 want something good. What is it, producer Will? Have you found
It
out?
is. The sandwich includes salami, rosemary ham, which I assume is just like ham.
With some rosemary
They
flavoring.
called it rosemary before it passed away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Provolone, which is
Yeah.
stuffed cheese. Sun-dried tomatoes. Sorry, sun-dried tomato spread. And it's on a toasted focaccia. So
It doesn't sound that impressive though for $100.
I was expecting a
wanted,
lot more
like-
meats.
I wanted steak. I wanted
Yeah.
fresh mozzarella.
Lobster.
wanted-
There's lobster
yeah.
on this sandwich.
Mhm.
Do you know what is funny? It does say 100. Okay, so Disneyland sandwich ranks one of the world's most expensive. Sure. But in Disneyland itself, that's one of the cheaper sandwiches, everyone.
Yeah.
So just get ready when you go there. The prices are very expensive. So in the world, it's expensive, but in Disneyland itself, that is one of the more affordable meals for a family. No.
Oh, wow. Yeah. It
There are
wouldn't
more
surprise
expensive
me.
things on the Disney menu, but I think an 8-person sandwich, a sandwich that serves 8, is.
Is
pretty
it like
dense.
a Scooby-Doo type sandwich where it's really long and he just eats it?
Well, so this is what I'm thinking. If I can eat a foot long
Yeah.
on my own, if I can eat 1 foot, so is it 8 feet long if he serves 8 people?
Maybe,
You're gonna
Will.
have- You're gonna have a foot of sandwich each.
Or are they going to be like, oh, no, we only recommend a person eats this much. And you're like, no, that's not a real amount. Because they always say, like, it feeds one person. But I don't know about you, but whenever I buy a meal for 2, I easily eat that meal for 2,
Yep.
everyone.
Yep.
So I don't even know who they think they're kidding with that kind of rubbish. There's an
Tom.
episode of The Simpsons where Homer Simpson gets a massive and he eats it over like a week and it makes him really unwell.
I remember that.
It's a good episode.
Thank you, producer Will.
But there you go. Just I like to just pepper a little Simpsons fact every now and again. So there you go. That's my sandwich related.
Fact of the day. If you're going to
for you.
Disneyland and you have the $100 sandwich, let us know how it is, how it tastes. Get in touch. The command to give to your device is the word say. Thank you, producer Will.
Can I also introduce the next story because I have something to say about it?
Yes, you
go
can.
for it.
So back in the day, I must have been really young because it was when my mum was still making my sandwiches to go for me to take to school
You
the
were-
next day.
Really young. Isn't that cute with that? When I was really young. Go
Yeah,
on.
back when I was really young, I still go to school making sandwiches. She sent me to school with a sandwich that on the bottom half was brown bread and on the top was like best of both.
Oh,
I was
Okay,
like,
she's mixing it. It sounds like she just ran out of bread in the house,
Yeah.
Will.
yeah, or she was just a little bit,
Yeah, he won't notice.
there you go. But so we still laugh about that today, and that was 2008, let's say.
You still laugh about that. I'm worried about the jokes in your family if you're still laughing at a slice of
We're
bread.
not a lot of fun, Haley. We're not a lot of fun. We don't.
Here's another
we don't-
story.
we
My
don't get
mum,
invited
my mum sent me to school with an apple instead of a banana, and we
Well,
roll that out every
still
Christmas.
laugh about it to this day.
We don't get invited to a lot of parties.
Will's mum, if you're listening, get in touch. Let us know. Relive that story. The command to give to your device is the word say, followed by your bread banter this morning. Thank you, producer Will. Because he's talking about a certain story. It's about the woman maliciously following instructions for a sandwich order. Can you tell us more about that, Allyson?
Yeah, I love it. Maliciously. I don't think she maliciously did it. I think she genuinely thought this. So what they did was the order was, this person was obviously having some sort of an event and they needed sandwiches. So they asked for half on brown bread, half on white. And the person who made the sandwiches every sandwich had 1 piece white, 1 piece brown. So that was the whole thing. So I'm like, technically they did follow the orders. I'm imagining it's some kid on their first day of work, right at Subway, being like, all right, I got to make these sandwiches. Half on white, half on. Okay, no problem. I got that. And what I do like, though, was the woman laughed it off. She didn't get angry. If the story had ended and the child was fired, I would have been very upset.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and she is, like you say, she's following it. That's the instruction, half white, and half of the bread is white and half of the bread was brown. And Will's mum did exactly the same thing, because Will said, I want half and half, and half brown, half 50-50 bread. There you go. That's what's been happening in sandwich news. It is National Sandwich Day. I'm sure you're listening. I'm sure you're wearing your badges. You're going to have a sandwich themed day today. Any more stories that have been sandwich related today for us, Allyson? Apparently,
Yes.
there was a couple accused of hiding Navy secrets in sandwiches. What's that about?
Well, it is a very, I guess, a clever way, unless the person who's eating the sandwich is unaware of the fact that the secrets are in there, and then the secrets are then in that person's stomach. They've been passing on secrets for years. Not one person has noticed. In fact, Subway is the top spy. No, could you imagine? There's just been messages going out for years, and we're just eating, our spicy meat footlong when we could be saving the world. I mean,
they're not secrets I'd want to find out if it was coming out that way. Do you know what? They can keep their secrets. I do not want to be rifling through that.
Hiding U.S. Navy secrets in a sandwich. And they appeared in court. They went to court for this even, apparently.
Wow. Well, there you go. If you've been hiding secrets in your sandwich, do let us know. Apparently, according to food scientists, the perfect sandwich has 4 components. So if you're looking for a perfect sandwich, here are the ideal components. It's got to be hot, but then it says or cold. I mean, you're contradicting yourself there, scientists.
You really are. And then
it's got to be, crunchy and soft. So, I mean, how you're making a hot, cold, crunchy. It sounds like the lyrics to a Katy Perry song. You're hot, you're cold, crunchy, then you're soft. That's the perfect sandwich. But peanut butter and jam sandwiches are massive in the States, peanut butter and jelly. But in the UK, not a thing.
Are you serious? Have you never had a real peanut butter and jam sandwich yourself? Hayley, have you ever?
Never. I've only ever seen them when I've been in the US. In the UK, not a thing at all. We have like jam on toast here for breakfast, maybe, but never peanut butter and jelly. It's not a thing here in the UK.
Oh my goodness! See, look at these are the international things that we learn here on Backchannel. I had no idea. I'm sure all the North American listeners, as well as myself, we are blown away by that information right now, because at some point in our life, there have definitely been moments where our parents had very little food in the house, and thus the peanut butter and jelly sandwich was created just to keep us going. Wow, that's wild. Hayley, I'm going to make you.
Oh, sorry.
Now I'm going to make you a peanut butter and jam sandwich one of these days.
Along with the deviled eggs from yesterday. That sounds like a horrible combination. Allison's promised to make me deviled eggs yesterday. Now she's promising peanut butter and jelly sandwich. What will she promise me tomorrow, guys? Tune in. Mary from LA, she says she loves a banana sandwich. Controversial.
Banana. So Mary, just banana, because again, in the States, peanut butter and banana sandwiches were a big thing. In fact, that was Elvis Presley's. I actually believe it was a fried peanut butter and banana sandwich was what he loved the most. But one of Elvis Presley's favorite things was peanut butter and banana sandwiches.
That does sound nice. I've never had one, but it does sound lovely.
See, now look you're engaged into a peanut butter and banana sandwich, but I say peanut butter and jelly, and you just look at me like I'm an alien from another planet. That's
you
wild.
are. Yeah, no, not for me. I mean, sandwich. I like a crisp sandwich. Do you know that? Have you ever met anyone that likes sugar sandwiches?
No,
where they just put sugar. Oh,
but we were talking about this the other day. We were talking about and they used to. Their parents would do butter and sugar, and I was like, and send you with that, and they were like, yeah, and I was like, I believe that's what we call neglect. I believe that is called the neglect sandwich. Wow, a sugar butty, as they would say here.
I can do you one better. It's a toast sandwich. It's a piece of toast in between 2 pieces of bread.
What? And that's it?
It's a toast sandwich.
That's what you have.
You could probably butter your toast. You could butter your toast if you want. But that's it. It's a toast sandwich.
And you have that?
No.
Who has that?
It's people who have bread and no other ingredients.
They just have bread.
They have 3 pieces of bread and they need a sandwich.
That is horrible.
Sounds dry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really dry.
Yeah.
Not the kind of sandwich you want to be eating before a radio show. That is
Nope.
for sure. What's your favourite sandwich choice, producer Will?
Something with a lot in it. I'm not about. It's just I've got one. Oh, I've got a slice of ham. No, I need more than that. I need more than one filling. I need lettuce. I need something crunchy. I need something. I don't know.
Soft, cold, and hot.
Exactly.
That you want the perfect sandwich.
I
Is
want
what
a
you're
hot
looking for.
component. I want a cold component. I want something crunchy, and I want something soft. I got that from an episode of Celebrity MasterChef, this series, where they had like a sandwich expert on. When I say food scientist, that's what I mean. They had this. He was like he owns like a sandwich shop in London, like this famous sandwich shop, and he said that they're the components that you need to make an amazing sandwich. So you can do like fried chicken, which would be hot and crunchy. I'm just going to rant about sandwiches for the next 10 minutes. I hope that's fun.
I like it.
You go there, producer Will. Thank you for joining us here on the Sandwich Channel this morning.
Back sandwich.
Back sandwich, yay!
Sandwich Channel. He said so. Like fried chicken, would be hot and crunchy, and then you could put it in between soft bread and like lettuce, which is also cold and soft. So
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
You heard it here first. That is the perfect sandwich. Thank you, producer Will. You are listening to the Hayley and Allyson show. We are here every Monday to Friday. This week we are here 7 a.m. till 9 a.m. waking you up in the best possible way. We are talking sandwiches because it's National Sandwich Day. If you want to let us know what your perfect sandwich filling is, get your answers in because we will be leaving you shortly. The command to give to your device is the word say, followed by your answer. This morning, if you have only just tuned in, where have you been? Because they have missed some great content, haven't they, Ali?
I mean, we have talked about so many things today. Let's recap. So first off, we started off with some birthdays. We found out it was Kendall Jenner's birthday, Anna Wintour's birthday. So Kendall Jenner is 25, Anna Wintour 71, and Jamie Lang, a reality star over here in the UK, is 32. We also have found out some fun news stories. For instance, there is a 50p, so a 50... it would be 2 quarters. 2 quarters in North America. They have a coin for that. A 50p coin that is selling for 170 pounds, with thousands more in circulation. And this special coin has a picture of the Queen on one side, and then on the other side, the beautiful Kew Gardens. And it is in celebrating when the Kew Gardens first opened up, which they are beautiful, by the way. What other good news stories do we have here, Hayley?
Oh, we found out one of the most popular women on Tinder, but she failed to find love on the app. She found the love offline, even though she was one of the most swiped women of the year. We found out about a man who found out his house was stolen. And we also found out that the bird of the year this year was actually won by a bat. We've played games, haven't we, Allyson? We've guessed what celebrity am I? The answer today was Kylie Minogue. Thank you for getting your answers in if you did. We also did, as always, on the Backchannel Hayley and Allyson show, the 1-star movie review. We answered your problems, didn't we, Allyson, in Agony Auntie?
We sure did, which is, I love doing it. So please, always join in and tell us your problems. I love it. You can always do that by just saying to your device, say, Allyson and Hayley solve my problem, and then give us your problem.
Yep, we played a game of common misconceptions, things that people presume are true that are false. For example, fortune cookies, they're not Chinese, and we found out that Buddha was not fat as well. And it's National Sandwich Day. We have been discussing all things sandwich on the show this morning. Join us tomorrow. We are here, like I say, every Monday to Friday, and myself, Allyson, and our lovely producer, Will. Get involved with the show. The command to give to your device is the word say, and we will be back tomorrow where you just need to tell your device to open Backchannel, and we will be here. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for getting involved in the show, and we'll be back tomorrow, won't we, Ellie?
We absolutely will, and we cannot wait to have you with us. So please join in and become a part of the party, everyone.
There we go. Thank you very much, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.